I'm really excited for this weekend's wrestling action, and particularly going to focus on the Penn State matchup against Lehigh that is going down Sunday at Lehigh or in Allentown, Pennsylvania at the PPL Center. Really cool, big venue, and they wrestled here a couple of years ago. It was really fun atmosphere to watch wrestling in, and I cannot wait for this one. And there's a few matches I'm particularly excited about. Now, obviously, Penn State's a massive favorite against just about everyone in the country, and no different here. But there's still a few key matchups for Penn State and Lehigh that I think you should pay close attention to. Starting with, and this is the match I'm most interested in, it's actually 197. Josh Barr versus Michael Beard. Michael Beard, multiple All-American now for Lehigh. A guy who actually began his career at Penn State before transferring to Lehigh, and someone that can put a lot of points on the board. He's good on top. He's got great scrambling. He can generate. He has a high attack rate. Good leg attacks to both sides and down block re-attacks. Really complete wrestler. And so for Josh Barr, this is the biggest test of his collegiate career. Now, so far, Josh Barr has passed every test that's been placed in front of him, but this is the biggest and toughest test he's faced. And I think this is an interesting match because Josh Barr brings a little bit of what Michael Beard brings to the table, which is a high attack rate, a lot of offense, a lot of attempts to shoot. And that's something that for Josh, he's going to have to be extra careful with his shot selection that he doesn't get counterscored against someone as good as Michael Beard. And now Barr was able to shoot with great efficiency against his teammate Connor Mirasola and Lucas Cochran, beating both of them by major decision. So I feel like this is a very competitive match. I still believe that Michael Beard is the favorite here, but it's an opportunity for Josh Barr to not just say, hey, he's an All-American contender, but someone maybe with top 5 potential. Is if you look at Michael Beard's wins over his career, he's beaten some really good guys, including national champion Max Dean, among other All-American and high NCAA placers. So it's a big first test for Josh Barr, and I can't wait to watch that one. Another match I'm excited for, 125. Now, Luke Lillidahl is going to be taking on Sheldon Seymour. Seymour, a ranked guy, but Lillidahl definitely going to be the favorite here. But this is the kind of the first big atmosphere, on the road of Luke's career. And Sheldon Seymour is not a pushover by any stretch of the imagination. He's beaten ranked wrestlers in the past. And just want to see how Luke wrestles in a different kind of atmosphere. I think he's going to do well, but, you're getting more opportunities to watch Luke. I think he's going to do a good job, but not a walk in the park against Seymour. If he dominates Sheldon Seymour, it's all the more reason to be very excited about the prospect of lightning Luke Lillidahl. And then 33, this is probably the fans' match, the one they're most anticipating, where number 1 Ryan Crookham will take on Braden Davis of Penn State. Braden moving up from 125 to 133. He was the number 1 seed at NCAAs, which is a huge accomplishment. He's a Big Ten champion as a true freshman. Really rarely accomplished feat, and Braden Davis did that. Now he's up at 133, and Penn State fans are wondering, hey, can he go up against and take out Ryan Crookham? And I think from a wrestling perspective, this is a super difficult matchup for Braden Davis because Ryan brings incredible speed and athleticism, elusiveness. He's tough to get to. And then when you do get to him, his hips and his knees are very tricky and probably require a feel or two before you figure it out. And for Braden Davis, we've seen he's got a nice double leg. He likes to lift. That's going to have to be the attack. I don't think, barring Crookham having a real setback or a lapse, I don't think Braden's going to be able to take a single leg or just attack one leg and finish. I think he's going to have to get something lifted and get to a double leg, which we've seen him do in the past. So I think it's a really tough matchup. I think Crookham has looked really solid so far this year and cementing himself as the number 1 guy at 133. But there's upset potential here. It looms with anytime you've got a guy as good as Braden Davis, you can't count him out 100% in any match. So for Penn State fans, this is maybe the marquee match. I'm more excited about 197. We'll also see Malik Hines versus Bo Bartlett. Malik's a guy that can score some points, but Bo has had the upper hand there. And I anticipate we'll see all the Penn State starters on the mat this weekend. So it should be exciting to watch that team. Of course, you can watch the entire duel. It starts at 2 p.m. Eastern, live on FloWrestling. Make sure you're checking it out and watching. That'll be after Cliff Keen Las Vegas, which is going down Friday and Saturday this weekend. But there's other really exciting matches going on this weekend. The Cougar Clash at SIUE. Definitely want to have your eye on that. A few weights to keep your eye on for Sunday's action. This is also live on FloWrestling. 133. We're going to have Lucas Bird, Nasir Bailey, those two wrestled at the All-Star Classic. They could potentially wrestle again. Tyler Wells, very tough guy from Minnesota, as well as Dom Serrano from Northern Colorado. Now, Serrano is particularly relevant because he beat Nasir Bailey last year. So, opportunity to see that rematch. We know Nasir's going to be tested. You assume Nasir's going to, after losing so narrowly to Lucas Bird, you feel like he's going to want to get that one back and maybe have a more offensive mindset against Lucas Bird. And for Lucas Bird to further cement himself as a title contender, winning here at the Cougar Clash would definitely send that signal. Another weight class I'm excited for, just to watch Andrew Lear as he's the national champion, but Vance Von Bauer, an All-American last year, both from Colorado, I believe, originally, so maybe there's a little familiarity and history there. Lears is going to be the favorite, but I want to see him tested once again. He looked great against Josh Edmond. Let's see how he does against Vance Von Bauer. Edmond could also be in this bracket as well. And then at 197, this is probably the toughest weight if everyone shows up. You got Rocky Elam, Zach Bronigal, Stephen Little, and Isaiah Salazar. And Salazar is someone I'm so excited to watch this year, up at 197. His ability to turn from the top position, he's got a very hard, forward, aggressive motor from his feet, a lot of leg attacks. I really like watching Salazar wrestle, and I feel like he's someone that's going to steadily climb the ranks the more opportunities he gets against ranked wrestlers, and that's certainly what he's going to see here at 197. And it's another opportunity to watch Minnesota, who has been, one of the stories of a team, or as a team, this first month and change, right? They, not just the addition of Gable Steveson, but they had 9 other ranked wrestlers to go along with it. And so the opportunity to watch Minnesota wrestle again, going to be really exciting. And then finally, Iowa takes on Princeton and Army this weekend. And so the couple matches I'm most interested in, actually is just one that I'm really excited about. It's that Ty Whalen versus Kyle Parko. Ty Whalen of Princeton versus Parko of Iowa. And Whalen actually beat Parko at Midlands last year. And Whalen, he didn't compete. He was doing like the kind of the gap year that they do with some of the Ivy League schools. But now he's back. He's in the lineup, and he'll get a chance to show, hey, this win over Parko wasn't a fluke. And for Parko, he has all the incentive in the world to want to get that match back. So I'm excited for that one. Army always brings it. They're going to bring the intensity and physicality against Iowa. So that'll be an interesting duel. But going to be an amazing weekend of wrestling. One of the best weekends of wrestling of the year between Cliff Keen. You've got the Cougar Clash. You've got a bunch of really good duels. Penn State, Lehigh. You got Ironman for all you high school wrestling fans. And this is the next generation of college greats. They're definitely going to be wrestling in Ironman. So make sure you're tuning in, watching. What matches are you most excited to watch this weekend in wrestling? I want to hear from you.